Hey, what's up guys? It's Derek with the Conscious Resistance Network, and today I'm excited because I'm talking to somebody that I care about very much and that some of you have met before. This is Miriam, who some of you guys have met on the two tours we did in 2017, the Decentralize Your Life Tour, 2018, the Liberate Your Mind Tour. Some of you may have seen some pictures I posted of us, or she's been in a few videos. She's my partner. We've been together for the past few years, but also Miriam is an amazing person all on her own and has lots of exciting things going on that I want to share with you guys and give her an opportunity to share what she has going on. So, welcome, baby.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So let's tell everybody first about, well, I guess whatever you want to share about your personal journey. Like maybe, like I've heard you talk before about, what helped you start waking up. Like maybe share that with everybody.
Okay, sure. I'm 26 going on 27, and I think 2013 is whenever I started waking up, I guess you would say. Because I realized I wasn't very happy with the life that I was leading, and I wanted to learn how to just create a more fulfilling, happier life for myself, and with that I put more effort and focus into taking care of myself, taking care of my body, myself mentally, emotionally. And so I started working out, exercising, doing yoga, some meditation, and then I learned about, you want to eat well, and I learned the difference between organic foods and non-organic foods, and I learned about pesticides, and then I learned about Monsanto and the FDA, and just thinking to myself, well, if the FDA is allowing these companies to use these pesticides that aren't very good for us or the environment, then I can't put my full trust on these entities. And so I just started wondering, oh, well, what else is out there that we don't know about and that I don't know about, because I wasn't taught that in school, and so I just started, going to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning, reading a lot, which was fun.
Watching the videos and going
watching
crazy.
all kinds of documentaries, reading all sorts of books, learning a heck of a whole lot. But yeah, also learning how to live a more fulfilling, happier life for myself.
Yeah, and so thank you for sharing that. And I think her story, you guys have heard my story, and like everybody has their story, whatever happens to them. We heard this on the tour. Everybody had a different story about what got them there. Typically I've noticed there's some kind of personal turmoil. Somebody gets sick that you love, or something like that. Something along those lines happens. Something extreme happens. For me, I went to jail. Something can happen in your life that makes you, or just like realizing you're not happy and questioning things around you. And so that's important, because that's how we start going on these journeys. And what I love about connecting with you and sharing space with you is that, and I've told you this, that we balance each other out in different ways. My viewers know that I've spent a lot of time definitely talking about the spiritual and in my books and stuff, but I also can get focused on the journalistic side, what I consider like my connection to the physical realm, and paying so much attention, researching these things, doing investigations. And then I feel like you always are, not always, but you definitely have a lot more, what I feel is like a light approach of like looking at, reminding me that we need to look up the health stuff, and reminding me that I do have an interest in permaculture and learning, from the earth and all these different things. And so it's a cool balance. But as I mentioned, we went on tour together, and some of you might have participated in her meditations as well. When we did the tours, I was giving a presentation, she was giving meditations. We were doing community volunteering in every city we visited, and that was really awesome. Meditation's been an important part of this channel and my message, and I know it's been an important part to your life. So tell everybody a little bit about what meditation, like how that's helped you or why it's important to you, and then we can talk about this new project she has.
Well, okay, cool. I'll talk about that. I also do want to mention that I do feel that balance between us, because for me, you bring me back into what's going on in the world around us, beyond what we're seeing in front of our eyes right now, which is very important. So I appreciate that. And yeah, so meditation for me, like I said, I wasn't in a very happy place. I wasn't very healthy mental state at that point in my life, so I started going into meditation, and learning about all the benefits of meditation and experiencing them firsthand, like more energy, more focus, clarity, and then also learning the deeper and longer benefits of long-term meditating, like helping or preventing with mental illnesses like Alzheimer's and things like that, which is something that runs in our family. And then also learning about the Maharishi effect and the effects of, energy and life and life force, and how we're all connected and how we all affect each other, even if we don't think we are affecting each other, with our attitude, with our mood, with the things that we work on internally, and the way that we treat other people, and trauma even. We can choose to heal our trauma and not pass it on to other people, and to not pass it on to through our lineage. And that's very important to me, because you were just saying this yesterday, that throughout history there's been war, there's been trauma, there's been abuse, pain, hurt, and that continues. And so we can make that choice to stop it, or at least to heal some of it, and we have the power within us. And I think meditation is one of the good, powerful tools that we can use to help us.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so that brings us to where, one of the main reasons we want to talk today, and that is meditation flash mobs, but also kind of, and you guys may have heard me mention that, or Miriam mentioned it in videos in the past, but generally I think the idea of like creating a movement that's not just an anti-war movement, but more about the peace aspect of it. And we were talking the other day when we were at, I posted a picture to YouTube, you guys saw it on Facebook, of us at an anti-war rally. I mean, it was very small, but we were there, and when we were leaving, we were having this conversation talking about, that there's a lot of people who just get misguided and who are either cheering for war because they think, they've been propagandized to think that some other human being on the other side of the planet is their enemy, or people who just, are tossed and turned. There's so much propaganda, and instead trying to get past all that or get through that and just encourage people to meditate or to pray or what have you for peace. And it sucks that politics gets so divided that even sometimes in the spiritual community people can't even just people would rather stay away from politics. This is one of the reasons why I started the Conscious Resistance. I've told this story that like in the beginning for me there was a lot of people interested in meditations, but say if I was like, hey, well, we want to do a meditation for peace because of all these wars, they want to stay away from that, or they just would rather just keep the spiritual and the physical separate. But I feel like there has to be a balance between the two. So anyways, I think that it's a great idea to try to bring more meditations into the world. And so I was involved with this thing called Meditation Flash Mob back in 2011. It was a big global thing started by this guy Patrick and some other folks in Austin, Texas. Basically synchronized mass meditations, and other people have done it, different organizations have done it, but most of them have kind of faded. And a couple of years ago Miriam got in touch with them and was trying to revive it and keep it going. And unfortunately, there hasn't been a whole lot of support, or there's been interest, but not like there could be or should be, I'd say. So either way, that brings us to what you're trying to do now, later this month, right? Trying to hold another meditation event.
Right. Yeah, I think it's great that people have all sorts of rallies, and but yeah, also remembering that power within us. So, and I think sitting in silence and just in a public place too, and letting people know and reminding other people that like, hey, be aware that you can create change and you can be at peace with yourself and spread that peace throughout the people around you. And so yeah, I've made efforts in the past to continue MedMob, and I wasn't there whenever it started. I heard it was, I've seen pictures, I've talked to people, and it was big and beautiful, and all around the world people were meditating together, synchronized meditations, and that is a beautiful vision that I am shooting for always. And so with that energy, I see the need for meditation, for these mass meditations, and I see how many people out there have shown that they want to do this. But after we came back from the rally, I looked online and I'm checking out all these pages and I'm looking, is anybody doing a meditation? Is anybody doing a meditation? And I didn't find anything. So I was like, all right, well, I keep thinking about it. Might as well do one. So yeah, and I've been messaging people. I've been sharing it with people, and people are responding.
So what day are you planning it for?
So January 26th is the last Sunday of this month.
So last Sunday of this month, January 26th, and what's the synchronized time?
It's going to be at 12 p.m. Central, so I think it's 6 p.m. GMT.
So Greenwich Mean Time. So if you could look that up, then you guys can find, because I know we have people listening and watching from all over the world who might want to participate, so just look up. And you did post an event, right?
Yes.
For those who are on Facebook, there's a Facebook event. I'll post these links below, but there's also
an Evency event as well.
So if you've never heard of Evency, it's just another public place to create events. So I'll put both those links below if you guys want to plug into that. But, again, just a global synchronized mass meditation for peace. It doesn't necessarily specifically have to be about Iran. In fact, maybe we can find a way to think about all the various conflicts going on. There's earthquake in Puerto Rico, there's fires burning in Australia, there's still lots of things going on. There's poor folks probably in your own community. There's people who need help and maybe just need some support on that spiritual plane. And so I think that's an awesome idea. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's never meditated before, or let's say they've meditated but they're not like an organizer, what would you suggest they do? They just show up, they find a place, a park, or like what do you
Right. So I'm inviting anybody who is interested to either find your group of friends, the group of people that you meditate with, and then just get to it, meditate with us at the same time. Or if you want to invite more people in your community too. And we also have the network of MedMob on Facebook, which reaches hundreds of people across the world. And if you're interested, if you would like to, you can message me on Facebook on MedMob Inquire Within, or I'll put my email on the link as well, so you can message me and we can create a Facebook event. We can create probably an Evency event too, but just to share with the community so that more people can join you in your city. I have a friend who they already have an Oming chanting group event that they have going on, and they're synchronizing that with the MedMob event. So anything like that works. Or you can just meditate from your own home, if that works for you.
Wherever you can join.
Mm-hmm. Wherever you'd like to join.
Cool. This is still recording. Cool. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on here. Like I said, I feel you guys don't know her personally, but she's got a lot of talents and a lot of creativity, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about some of the other things. I mean, obviously meditations are important to you, and I know you've been wanting to do the MedMob. But for those who don't know as well, she's an artist, and an artist in multiple ways. But you guys have probably heard me talk about Envision or seen my talks at Envision Festival in Costa Rica. We've been going to Mexico for the last 3 years, and Costa Rica the last 2. This will be our 4th year going to Mexico in February, and 3rd year in Costa Rica. My 3rd year to speak at the Envision Festival in Costa Rica, and Miriam is now going to be having her art on display. If you've ever been there, it's in the jungle, beaches, beautiful, lots of workshops, music. I mean, you can go there and just have a good time with the music, but you can also go there and learn a whole lot and connect with other people who actually give a shit about changing the planet and trying to make things better. And there's also a really great art gallery, walk-through art gallery with all kinds of amazing artists from around the world. And so Miriam is going to have her art feature there. Do you have any of it here?
Yeah, right there on the wall.
So her art is going to be featured in and I'll put some shots on the screen as well. You guys can check out some of her art. But she has these 3 big pieces she's working on, which are about the size of this one. And it's going to be featured in the Envision Art Gallery. So tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
So these are my woodburn mandalas. I wanted to go into get creative and artistic, and mandalas came up and woodburning came up at the same time. So I learned how to woodburn, and this was 2.5 years ago, babe.
Yeah, it's an older one.
Yeah, this is the very first piece that I ever made, and I gifted this one to my mom. But yeah, these are the woodburn mandalas that I make, and for Envision, I'm going to be making one 3 times the size of this one, and it's turning out really beautiful, I would say. I'm really happy with it, and I'm excited to bring it to Envision and share it with everybody.
I'm sure somebody's wondering, what do you mean when you say wood burn? Like you're getting like, you know, how, like you have a little gun tool, right?
Yeah, so I have this tool that heats up, and there's like a pin to it that's connected to it, and then there's different tips that heat up to the different
heated tip.
Yeah, and I can turn up the heat to it, and then once I create the design with pencil, I go over it and I wood burn with that tip, with that hot tip, and I've gotten better. This is my older piece. So
the lines have gotten a lot better, even just looking at
That's
that.
definitely a focus of mine.
And the other thing is, so just for those who are interested, I mean, you're doing commission pieces now for people's float studios, people who just want some for, you know, family members or their partner or whatever. So, you know, definitely we'll put her personal website, which is
senorita.miriam.com.
So what does that mean?
Senorita Alchemista, alchemist lady.
Alchemist lady. So,
always creating something new.
So I'll put those links below as well, and you can see some pictures of her other art. And yeah, contact her if you're interested in one piece. I mean, right now she's a little backed up with her work right now, but definitely, you know, get one of these amazing pieces in your home. And then the other thing that she does that you'll find on the website is these. You can tell everybody about this, babe. What is this little magical thing here?
This is my comfrey bar. I learned about comfrey recently, and I loved how well it worked on my skin.
Comfrey
is a plant, and I'm starting to grow it here at my house. Comfrey helps with, it's called nip. It's been known as nip bone, and it helps with knitting bone. So any broken bones, any broken tissue, ligaments and stuff like that, people have used it over the years to help restore and speed up the process.
So cultures have known about it for some generations and seen it as a healing plant. And so these, though,
this is made with cocoa butter and comfrey oil, which I made, which takes quite a long time.
So you took the plant yourself.
And I made an oil out of it, and then I used the cocoa butter, so that, because cocoa butter is really hydrating, and it also does help restore the skin, restore like hydration to the skin, and like helps with healing too. So I use the comfrey and the cocoa butter to use it on your skin for healing of any dry skin, cracked skin. If you have had sunburns or any type of burns, once the open wound is like closed up, you can help that tissue heal, and so reduce the scaring. You can help anybody who has like eczema or
people have
psoriasis.
Already said that they healed their eczema and their psoriasis.
Yeah, there's a young child who's been using it on her arms, and she just loved it. She just was smothering it all over her because it kind of stopped one of the outbreaks. What would you call it? Like the eczema from flaring out. So that was pretty amazing to hear. And so yeah, I originally didn't intend to sell these, but I made them because I loved how much it helped me in my skin. I had a lot of acne scars, and so then I made these for Christmas a couple years ago. Last year for my whole family, and I just wanted to share it with everybody, and then people loved it. My cousin came back the next day and she's like, hey, my baby's diaper rash is gone. So I'm like, okay. So let's keep making these. So yeah, so I've just been sharing them with everybody, and these are also on my website for order, and I can ship it anywhere in the U.S.
So how much would one of these cost?
This is $25 plus shipping.
Plus shipping, and then also
and this will last you a good while too.
Right? Like,
I do have the oils. The oils I haven't used directly, which those have. I mean, I've used them for myself, but I haven't used those on like any broken bones or any broken joints or anything like that. But that's what the oil would be used for. If anybody's interested in that, I can sell them that too.
Cool. So. She's making wood burning art, awesome creations, as she said, alchemist lady, senorita.miriam.com, and hosting a med mob later this month, Sunday, January 26th, last weekend of this month. And I'll put all this info below so you guys can find her website. You can find the event for the meditation on Facebook or Eventsy if you want to get plugged in, and maybe create a meditation in your area to help with, you know, pushing out these good vibes and peaceful vibes, because even though that might sound cheesy or corny to some of you folks, like the reality is that there are a lot of people who are suffering, and meditation, you know, if you need the science, you can find the studies about it. If you need the science to back you up and make you know that this isn't just some hippie shit or whatever. This is a realistic practice that can help bring peace and calming to people, and doing that on a global scale can have effects, around the world. So anything else you want to tell them?
I'm just thankful to everybody who's